Good evening to all of you. I expected that all of you will be joining this live class, and I can see that yeah, gradually you are joining. And see these classes, the practical theoretical discussion of this subject along with this practical implementation means we are conducting actually theory and lab simultaneously, so that whatever we'll be discussing in theory, I will show the live implementation, writing the code or executing the code in a C compiler. So that will definitely have extra understanding, right, for you. You will get the essence practical, right, and it will be difficult for you uh, to get yourself involved and to enjoy writing the program. uh, Reading the theoretical chapters for this subject, especially this subject, will not be uh, of that much use, right? So you have to execute the program as well. Okay. So in our last class, we discussed about the arrays, two-dimensional arrays and single-dimensional arrays. We also discussed that how to pass an entire array to a function. Today we will be discussing the two-dimensional array, how to pass the two-dimensional array to a function, right? But before that, let us do something with the two-dimensional array. Means how a two-dimensional array may be passed, right? So let us start. Let us first start with the pointer concept for accessing the two-dimensional array. How we can access a single-dimensional array first with pointer, then we will go to the two-dimensional array. How the elements can be accessed with the pointer reference, right? So starting with the single dimensional array, right? So you know that this is what the program is showing, that this is a single dimensional array. We have initialized the array with some values. You can take it using scanf also from keyboard, right? Here 1 2 3 4 5 6, so we are just going to print the values. Here I have shown what are the different ways we can print or we can access the elements of a single dimensional array. So there are 6 elements, right? So we are going to print the address of the elements. Let us see. You can see the format specifier is %u, as you are used to use %d, %u actually for a larger element, larger value. If you want to print, it is for unsigned integer. As you know that in the address actually becomes a bit larger in comparison to a simple value. That's why we are using format specifier as %u as unsigned integer. Okay. So let us execute the program first, then we will discuss. Okay. Execute, compile, and run. See. Let me resize the window, output window a bit. Okay. See. You can see the output window, all of you. You can see the output window. Let me check the output streaming of it, because simultaneously I am checking also the output of this video streaming. Yeah, it's fine. You can check the output window. Anyways, so what we are doing, address, you are printing the address, right? So ampersand name I. So when I will be 0, the address of the first room of the array will be printed. When I will be 1, address of the next room will be printed. Here see the address 648 something this like this. Okay, now element, this is the address of the first element. Now this since these addresses are allocated in a contiguous memory locations, so definitely the next address of the next room will be what? See here 52, last, you just see the last two digits, 7552 7556. So this 34 is getting the address 7556, right? I told you that generally if you get an answer that if you get a question that what is the size of an integer, generally we answer 2 bytes, but it depends on the version of the version of the operating systems. I am using this Windows 10, that's why here and 64-bit Windows 10, that's why it will be size of 4 bytes instead of 2 bytes for integer type. So your answer will be, it depends on the system. It depends on the system where this program is being executed. Okay, so here the array, the integer will take 4 bytes. So 52 plus 4 56. Then for this you can see 56 plus 4 60, 64, 68, 72. In this way each and every room is taking 4 bytes of data, 4 bytes of space, and that's why we are printing this one. Okay, whenever we are going to print this I0, we are first printing the address of this with this part ampersand name I. Then we are printing this value of this address. See here we are printing 2 values. First name I means simple, that element, you know, we access the element by name I, and I had shown you that what is the alternative method to write this. What is the alternative method? Using the pointer reference to access the elements, num plus I. As you know that num is the array name by itself implies the base address, so array name is num, so num implies the base address plus I, here I is 0, so num plus 0 means the first location. Then star, this means value at this address, so value at this address is 24. So this is actually num I. So these and these two are same, so we are printing 24 again. We are getting this. And another way, this can be also written this way, star I plus num and I num. These and these and these and these are the same, right? So these are two different techniques. So we can print, we can access the elements of the array. I think we have already discussed this still I am showing you executing the program, right? Okay, so let us stop execution of this program and go to the next for the today's program. Two-dimensional array, right? Here also I have taken this, initialized these 2D array in this way. Okay, you can take the elements using two nested two loops, one loop under another loop, as you have already done this. So this is, I have initialized the array at the time of declaration. So 4 row 2 columns. One important thing, you always have to be alert that for two-dimensional array you can omit the row dimension at the time of declaration, but you should not omit the dimension of the column, because whenever it gets a memory allocation like a matrix, the number of columns must be specified at the beginning. So this must not be avoided, right? So here you can see there's two, first row holds these two values, okay, second row, the third row is the fourth row. This way I have written to make you understand the arrangement generally happens in the memory while allocating this array, two-dimensional array, and these elements are arranged in this sequence. Okay, this is row basis. Now we are just, what we are doing, we are printing the values in this way. Let's execute, compile and run. Now let's see. That's okay. See, what we are doing. Address of 081D array means first row. Okay, 6 this and 7536, 7536, 7536. Then this 7544, 36 plus 8, because this 4 plus 4, 8. So 36 plus 8, then 44 plus 8, then 52 plus 8. This is the way actually the allocation is done in case of two-dimensional array. So we can say that the allocation happens in the row major way, not in the column major way. The last day I told you there are two methods for arranging this this data element in case of 2D array, and it is not within our scope. It is totally totally within the scope of the system, right? So generally most of the system maintains this row major method, not this column. So to make you understand this, accessing the address, I have printed the address to make you understand this is the way the row major, according to the row major method, the elements are actually arranged in the memory. Got it? Okay, and let me see how many of you are online. Yeah, most of you have joined. Fine, you just let me complete my lecture, then I will answer if you have any questions. Okay, let us continue with the next program. Here I also had in one of the classes, in this online class, I told you there are different ways to access the elements for the two-dimensional array. Here, the same array, we are printing the elements of this. First is 0, I less than 3, less than equal to 3, I plus plus. Okay, means number of rows are 4, number of columns are 2. So here this I, the loop for the I is keeping track of number of rows, and this is keeping track of number of columns. Basically this is SIG. SIG. I told you this is star S plus I plus J. This is another way to access the elements of two-dimensional array using pointer reference. Now let us execute, compile and execute. So you can see, yeah, you can see this one. This 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 and 5 56. Then 1 2 1 2 3 3 1 4 3 4 8 0 1 3 1 2 7 3 8. So these we have printed, all these elements we have printed. This is another way to access the elements. Okay, and I told you that whenever you will print a matrix or two-dimensional array, it must look like a two-dimensional array. It must look like a matrix. It look like a matrix, right? So that's why whenever we will print a row, there should be a new line generated between each row. Here, after printing each row of the matrices we are generating a new line, right? That's why you put over here. You can also put here, right? Okay, fine. Now let's go to the next program. This is the different ways we can pass an entire two-dimensional way to a function. In the last class, we discussed how to pass an entire array, a single dimensional array, to a function. I told you that since the functions, user-defined functions, really doesn't have any idea about the local variable of main, we need to pass the dimension or array size at the same time while passing the array. In case of one dimensional array, here also it must be valid, right? So here we are going to pass, means we are going to just print the elements of a two-dimensional array using a function. We use two functions. These two functions are showing the two different methods to access the elements. Here access means we are just printing the elements. If you know how to access, you can do anything about this array from outside of me, right? So here good evening to all of you. I think many of you are late, right? Please come join in time, otherwise you will be missing my live lecture. Definitely you can have the offline video once I will post it to YouTube, but you will be missing the real essence of being live, right? Anyways, so let us continue. So there are two ways to print a two-dimensional array. Here we have used two different functions. So first let's see how this show function is working here. This show function, here the rule is same. Where we have to pass the base address of the two-dimensional array like the single-dimensional array. So we are just passing the name of the array. Here name of the array A. So we are just passing this A. Then 3 and 4, number of rows and number of columns, 3 and 4, same. So the pattern of the calling, as you know that in the last class I told you, this is the calling statement. Here main is calling the function. So whenever this control will execute this statement, it will directly go to that particular function. The control will enter in the body of the function, the definition of the function. Then after completion of the execution of the function, it will come back to the main where it has started from. It will come back to that particular point where it has started from within the main. So here we are just checking how the show is working. Here fine. So int row, int column, number of rows and column, this int star q and 4. See, you can see that here we are considering. First, let me execute the program first. You can check. Okay, fine. Okay, it's working fine. Okay, now let us discuss. So here, this for loop is keeping track of number of rows using I, and P is Q plus I. We have taken a pointer, an integer pointer. So P is a pointer to an integer. What P is doing? P actually is holding the base address of the row we are considering at that point. As we know that a two-dimensional array is a collection of some rows and columns, right? So what P is doing over here, P is keeping track of each and every row, entire row at a time, right? So P is Q plus I. Q, here you can see number of columns of 4. I told you that this number of columns must be specified always. So star Q, so basically this is this Q is the pointer to single dimensional array. Here you are getting 4 rows, right? Number of rows 3, 4, and number of rows number of columns are 4. So this queue is holding the base addresses of the 3 rows where we are getting the 4 columns for the matrix, right? So each and every row is keeping, Q is keeping track of this. So P is Q plus 0, I is 0, so Q plus I means Q, right? Now what we are doing, star P plus J. P plus J is 0 means first row, first column element. J plus plus means the second element of the first row. Then J is 2, third element of the first row. Then J3, fourth element of the first row. So this P is keeping track of the rows, number of rows of each and every time. Then after we print all the columns of the first row, again a new line is generated. Then I plus plus, so we are going to the next row. So this way, first row, this way, this first row. Let's say P is pointing for the first time when I is 0, P is pointing this row, entire row. Then again after we print this first row, P is pointing this row. Then after we print the second row, the entire row, P is pointing to the third row. This way we are using P again and again as a base address of the entire first row. Basically this becomes a single dimensional array. Here we are actually considering these two-dimensional array as a collection of 3 single-dimensional array, first row, second row, third row. We can divide this entire matrix into 3 rows, means 3 single-dimensional array, and each and every array is having the dimension of 4, right? So this way P is keeping track of number of rows every time. So now when I is 1, 0 plus 1, 1. Okay, then p q plus I, again this is the, it comes to the second one, this way it comes to the third one, this way we are printing. This is a method of printing the, or accessing the elements of two-dimensional array. Right, the next method is print. It is very easy method. You can also use this one, but as I told you, you must maintain, you must specify the number of columns. Okay, for a particular two-dimensional array, you can omit the number of rows here. Okay, a number of is number of rows and number of columns, the local variables, and I is 0. This way, just simple qij you can print it this way. After printing each and every rows, every elements of the row. Okay, we are printing this. So first loop with the I counter is keeping track of number of rows, and the second one is keeping track of number of columns. So as I told you that innermost loop, first inner loop must be completed before we go to the next iteration of the outer loop. So for each and every iteration of the outer loop, all the iterations of the inner loop must be completed. So we are using this feature of nested loop in handling the two-dimensional array in this way. So I think this so far we have discussed up to this point. It is clear to all of you. Please respond. Let me see your response. I can see that Rima, Shumantini, Sneha, sir cannot see properly. I don't know what problem actually you are getting specifically physically. If simply this is the most optimized way of data streaming. Sneha, are you able to view the video? Are you able to watch the video? Sneha, are you able to watch the video? This is the most optimized way of data streaming. I can assure you. This is the most optimized way of data streaming. You cannot get any other platform. You cannot avail the utility of any other platform like this. Because YouTube always optimizes the data streaming. Right? Fine. So if the problem is with Sneha, then it is a problem that you cannot do anything except to disable the calling facility from your end. Otherwise, so you just make it corrected. So it is just like you are watching a movie. Okay, so that much streaming is enough. And if you have any problem, you can also follow the lectures later on. Okay, fine. So let us continue with the next chapter. What I started, I have given you some note on screen. Here all the programs are executed. I have given you the notes at the very beginning. So from that note, I will execute some of the programs, and while discussing that particular topic, that string, I will be executing the program as well, so that concept will be completely clear, right? So let us go to my notes, right? String. This notes, I think all of you have got this notes. Fine. String, as you know that I told you, a string is nothing but it's an array. Basically, it's an array, but here the elements are the character. In array, generally when we talk about an array, we talk about this integer type, data type, float data type. So definitely character must maybe an element of the array, character type. So the string is nothing but the array of characters with a special feature which is not present in the normal array. I repeat, string is an array of characters like any other arrays, but except a special feature. What is that feature? Here automatically the last room, after putting all the elements in the array, last room will be the null character. So what is the definition of the string? String is the collection of array elements terminated with a null character. Basically, a null character is a combination of two special characters. One is backslash followed by 0 within single quotation, backslash followed by 0. This you can see this one, backslash followed by 0. Okay, so let us discuss this first program. Let us execute the first program. Right, all these programs are written by me and I have given you as a compact material. Let us execute. Let us do a new source file and paste it. Okay, and let us run. Okay, save it. Control S, the string str1 to see this string 1, source file, then save, function F11. Let's see. Enter a string. Welcome to online class. Welcome to online class. Here what I have done, this program is doing nothing but it is changing the lower cases. Whatever we will supply as input, it will change to upper case. This, right? You can see how it is working. See, this we take an array, so we are taking the array of characters. We have given the name str, and see, to write the programs on string, we may use some default functions, some ready-made functions, or some library functions from C. That's why those functions are stored here in string.h, string header files. That's why we are supposed to include this string.oh here. Later on we will be creating our own functions like these ready-made functions. Nevertheless, so let's continue. So we are print enter a string. Okay, so to enter the values of an array, we can take for a loop, but here there is a ready-made function of string, that is we call getAce. Then this str is the name of the array, name of the string. Only this. What this function does, it takes the string, it takes the characters supplied by the user from the keyboard, and after, whenever, the moment we are pressing enter here, we are pressing the enter here, it terminates the character by a null character automatically. All of you are getting now? All of you, I think perfectly you are getting the video streaming now, or respond, otherwise I will check whether any technical problem is there or not. I think now fine, all of you are getting. It's perfectly alright. Yeah, it's working fine. Okay. Let's continue. So what getAce does, it takes all the characters of the string from keyboard and puts a null character after the last character entered by the user. So here we put this welcome to online class, welcome to online class, then we just pressed a moment, we pressed enter. At the moment we press enter, what it does, what does, it puts all the characters in its room. Right here, how many characters are there? W 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23. Total 23 number of characters are there. The spaces must be counted as a characters. The spaces, right? So 23 characters. So after taking these 23 characters, the 24th one automatically 24th character automatically will be inserted by a null character by this getAce function. What exactly this getAce function does for us, right? So that these total characters, this total string may be considered as a string as per the C rule of the C, or as per the norms of the C, right? So now what we are doing, we are just copying the base address of str in S. Since S will be holding the base address of a variable, means this str is a base address, definitely this S must be a pointer variable. What kind of pointer variable? This is the type of the pointer. Str is char, so definitely it will be a character type. That's why char A star. I have declared the S pointer variable as a character to pointer, right? So here what is happening, we are assigning this address of str, base address of the string, to S. Okay, basically we are what we don't want to destroy the actual array. That's why we will be working on a different memory location. We want to keep the original string intact. That's why we are copying this address in another variable. Like that, S will create another string, right? A resultant string. So this will be there in different memory locations as a different string. So what we are doing, we are checking star S means value at address S. Since let's say this address of this W means base address of this is, let's say it is 100, let's say it's 100, right? So now S becomes 100, fine. Now star 100 means what? Value at address 100. So at the location 100, W is there in the room, right? For this W, starting address of this string, W is there in the 100th location, right? So S is storing that 100, right? Now star is value at address, that is what? W. Star is not equal to null. Is it true or false? Definitely it is false, because star is W, value at address 100. If we consider, hypothetically, if we consider that the string as stored in a location started from 100 in memory, so definitely the first character will be the star is, that is W. It is not null, so it is false, so the control will come here. Now here we are checking star is greater than equal to small a, and star is less than equal to small z, means whether the star is will be within this range, small a to small z. If yes, if true, then we will be reducing its ASCII value by 32, right? If it is say 65 or something else, it is 97, then definitely 97 minus 32, it will as you know that ASCII value, this each the as the difference, the numerical difference between each and every character, the according to its case is 32. Means the numerical difference between capital A and the small a is the 32, right? So each and every character, smaller case and the uppercase, lower case and uppercase, because lowercase and uppercase are the two different characters in computer, right? In system, in this keyboard, both are not same. So definitely these will be having different numerical value. If small a gets 97, then 97 minus 32 will be the capital A. If small b is 98, then 98 minus 32, the 66 will be the capital A, right? So and this way, if we get any small case in the string, we are converting it in capital letter, and we are actually reducing the value, the ASCII value of it. Now this S plus plus, then this S plus W next character 100 plus 1. If it takes one byte in memory, then the next address will be 101, that will be E. So star A is not equal to null. No, it is E not equal to null. Then definitely this will be come true. And if it is within this range, if this E is small, then it will again be converted into the capital one. In this way, each and every character of the string will be converted to the capital letter, and at the end, after this class, when it will get null, after scanning all the characters, here what while loop is doing, it is just scanning each and every character from the left to right, it is just scanning each and every character of string from left to right, the original scheme, and the moment it will get the null character after the last character, as I told you that at the time of taking input through gates, automatically the last character after this character was inserted as a null character. So we are checking whether we have reached to the end of this string or not. Once we reach to the end of this, that is which is denoted by the null character, the loop will be stopped because there is no more characters left to scan. That's why this scanning is completed, so the control will come out of the loop. That's why we put this position until and unless star s will be null, the scanning will be continued. Okay, and s plus plus means we are just incrementing, we are just moving character by character. Okay, and this put s is just does the reverse of this getS. Like scanf and printf, here getS takes the string from the keyboard and puts or displays the string, any string. Okay, so put as str, here we are supposed to write the name of the string. Okay, only the name of the string, because we are supposed to send the address of the string, the base address of the string, using this getS or puts. So these getS and puts are the ready-made system functions which are stored in string.h. We are just using this function. Okay, so this way this program is to convert the small case to the uppercase. Clear up to this? Let me have a look at your chat box whether you put any query or not. Any query from you? It's the AND operator. It's a logical AND operator. Logical AND operator means both these conditions will be true at the same time. Let's say if it is B, then definitely small b, then definitely it will be greater than A, greater than equal a, and at the same time it will be less than equal to z, right? So logical AND operator. So any character between small a to z, a small z, inclusive this a and z itself, right? So it's clear. Okay. So now let's, I think we can discuss 5 or 10 minutes more, right? With another program. Until unless I discuss all these programs here in online, you will not get interested to study this string, this chapter, each and every chapter writing, right? So I think let's continue with the next program here. Write a C program to find the length of a string and call the function for main. Yeah, it came in 2005 and 12 in WBT. That time it was WBT. Now it's not out. Anyways, so let me copy the program from the Word file and I am going to execute this program. Okay, the new program. Let's say this. First, Control S. Okay. Let's give it names str2. So I'll see this F. Fine. So what is this program for? You can release this program to under string chapter, the first chapter, as per my material I given you in the Google Classroom. Write a C program to function to find the write a C program a C function, okay, to find the length of a string and call the means we are going to find out the length of a string, means how many characters are there in the string. Okay, so first let us run it, then we will discuss. Compile and run. Fine. Enter. Hello. HEL. Let us take a small string. Okay. It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of characters is 5. Fine. So here it is showing the number of characters. Means string length. This is called string length. Right. Okay. Now let us discuss it. How to find out the length of a string. See, string is very important chapter. You must get question from string, right? Anyways, so what we are doing, just like the previous program, we have taken a string, and as I told you, while writing each and every function, user defined function, means it is our function, it is your function. That's why you can see that I have put an X before the function name. Why? You can ask why. So why it is X? All the functions, all my functions, all our user defined functions are started with the I have put a character X. Why? Because you can see the word followed by this X are already defined in the library function of string.h. If we don't change the name, the compiler will get confused with its ready-made functions which are there in string.h as a system function. So the system functions will be mixed up with the user defined function if we don't change the name, right? Because already this strlen exists within string.h. You can also use this strlen ready-made function whenever it is needed, but our purpose, this is our purpose to create these functions by our own according to the syllabus. And if you need to know what is happening at background while these functions are being executed, if you don't write the code, the same type of code by yourself, you will not get the essence. That's what is the purpose of writing the user defined functions, each functions of each and every library functions what is there already defined in the string.h. Okay, fine. So let's start with the discussion. So here what we are, according to our function carry function prototype, what is the this function? I told you that any function generally has three items, right? Number one, the return type of the function. Number two, the function name. Number three, list of prototypes with its list of arguments with its data type. This is called prototype or signature of the function, and it needs to be declared globally before main. That's what we have done here. So let's say cat star, you are taking a string, okay, with the 50 dimension. The maximum how many characters we can take maximum? Let me ask you a question, at least online. You answer me. For this string, how many characters, maximum number of characters we can hold for this str with the 50 size of 50 dimension? How many number of characters we can hold at most for this str? Who will answer? Sayantan, Somi, Saurabh, Hana, Shivantini, Priyanka, Shreya, Praveen, Abhijit, Pramod, Devlina, Shivantini. Who will answer? I repeat, how many number of characters at most can be stored in this array of characters or in this string? How many number of characters at most? Here we can see here this is 5, right? We have just taken 5 characters. But like this way, how many characters, maximum number of characters we can put? Answer me. I don't know, 6. No, I am not telling about this example. You forget this. Definitely hello is 5 plus 1 null character, but we will not consider. So basically the length is 5. But my question is different. This way I can put how many number of characters maximum we can put here, we can store here in this str. Who will answer? No, you are wrong. Who will answer? You are taking the example of this hello. My question is different. I can put anything, but there must be a limitation number of characters. So for the number of characters present is concerned for this array of dimension 50, for this string of dimension 50. My question is for this 49. Exactly. Devanjali, you are absolutely right. 49, because one character must be left for the null character. Yeah, Devanjali, Shayok, you are absolutely right, because as I told you that at least one character must be left for the null character. So we cannot access all the 50 rooms of this string. The last character must be there. For our example, if we told that compile and run, I am taking another example, say hello world, WORLD, hello world. Fine. Here it is 11, because it is 5, then 6, then again this 3 to 5, 11 character. It is not considering this null character, because the non-technical persons don't know about these technical features of string. He or she, will the end user, will know this 11. The one of what you are considering, the null character must not be considered, because the non-technical persons should not have any idea about the null character. This is for our own sake of interest, our own convenience for writing, for handling the string. Okay, so let us continue the discussion how we are creating a function like that strlen. We are creating our own function which will return the number of characters according to the string we supply from the keyboard. So enter a string, get as str, Okay. Uh, Sneha 0 to 49. No, my question was at most, so definitely 49, right? Anyways, so we are taking a string like the previous program using this get is. Get is, I repeat, get is the default function like a scanf. It is used to take a string from keyboard, and put is does just the reverse way. It is a printing the string to a video, right? So enter string, right? uh, so after taking the input, we are doing that we are calling our own function. This is the calling statement. So we have to pass the enter string over here along with this function. So we are here, we have defined the function. This is the core part of the program on the basis of which you will get the marks, right? So our function name is this externalian int is the return type, because we have to return the eventually we have to return an integer number of characters. Definitely it is an integer type. So we have defined the return type as integer. Then xstrlen, the function name. Then we are passing the entire array as a string. So definitely the base address, I told you that base address of the array implies the array name, or array name implies the base address of the array. So how to pass, just a few minutes ago I told you how to pass an entire array to a function. We must supply two items. One is the array name as a base address and the dimension of array. See here, I have only passed the array name in string name without dimension. Why? Because in any other arrays except the string arrays, integer array or float array, we must inform the compiler about the size of its, right? Because there is no scope of boundary checking, but here we have a scope for the boundary checking, because it is any string is bounded by the null character. So in integer or float array we don't have the boundary like this null character. We don't have such kind of the boundary. That's why we don't need to pass the size of the dimension. We know that if we want to access the string, we have to scan the string from left to right up to until and unless we reach to the null character. So that boundary is specified already with this string nature, na? So we don't need to pass the dimension. Okay, so here char is str, we are sending, you are actually copying this str with another local variable s, right? So s is holding the address of this base address of this str, right? So int I is 0. Now si star si means what? As you know, star s plus I is si. So si not equal to null. True or false? It is false, because si, when I is 0, si means what? Si is h not equal to null. Yes. Then I was 0 and I plus plus. Again it comes here, control comes here. Si, now I becomes 1. So S1 not equal to null. Yes, S1 is your E. It's not null. And I plus plus. Now I becomes 2. Now Si becomes 0, 1, 2. It becomes L. L is not null. Now I becomes 3. Right? This. Like this, I will get incremented, and when the last character, let's say it is 11 character, right? So means 10 character, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 10. Then when I is 10 is D not equal to null. Yes, true, it's not equal to null. Then I plus I becomes 11. Then A is 11. Now it is null. Definitely it is there is a null after this D. So here these iterations will be stopped by the time we have counted the number of characters. Return I. Now I becomes 11. So it's 11. Though it started from 0, but here at last we are in the last iteration we are incrementing the value of I na. According to this, if we start from 0, this number of length of the string must be 10. From 0 to means for the 11 number of characters, if we start from 0, then last index will be 10 definitely. But after the last index, we are again incrementing the value of I to reach to the null character for Si. So I is getting incremented. So we are getting actually 11 as the actual number of characters. Because if we stop here, if we don't this, if we print this 10, but if the program prints 10, then the normal persons, means the non-technical persons, will get the message, the wrong message, because its number of characters is 11 but it is showing 10. Here we have to also check whether it is the printing this video, whatever will get as output for any program, it must be readable, it must be understood by the non-technical persons, because ultimately whatever softwares you are going to develop in your professional life, so that must be that will be used by the non-technical persons, otherwise it will have no value, no commercial value. Okay, so it will not be a sellable one, right? So okay, and now after calculating this number of characters, what we are doing, we are just returning the value. Okay, so within this loop we have counted the value of I, and that is actually the number of characters. We are returning that number, and who is holding this number, from where this xstrlen function was being called. So it will hold this value alien, because the control returns here with the number of characters, and this number of characters, since this is assigned by this alien, this number of characters will be held by this alien variable, and we are just printing this alien. Length of the string is this, gets here. Okay, so I think let us stop the discussion over here, otherwise it will be a burden for you to put all these conversation in a single video. Next day we will revisit the string once again. Let's see if I take a class on tomorrow or not. There are so many other classes for the MTech, for the 4th year CC, or the EC 3rd year. I will let you know if I can manage. Okay, so let's end the session for today. Okay, good night, take care all of you, and if you have any questions, we can discuss. If you have any questions on this lecture, we can discuss in the next video, or you can put all your queries in the Google Classroom. Google Classroom is also there for you. Okay, fine, good night, take care.